Winchester Ladies Cup started in a back room, sitting around a couch, talking about the future of females in clay target sports. Obviously, this is kind of a male-dominated sport, so you see a lot of males at the top of the leaderboards, and I feel like there was always a place for the ladies to reach into that spot, but there was never really big incentive. So I spoke with Winchester, and we came up with the idea of combining it with the championship tour, which is already powered by Winchester, and putting in that financial incentive for these ladies. On top of that incentive for performance at each shoot, we decided to do a cumulative total to more reward participation as well. And throughout the year, I feel like it's done its job.
So I found out about the Winchester Lady Cup earlier this year before our NSCA tour started. First championship part of it was in Phoenix at the Western Regional, and we saw it on social media, and when we watched the video, it was a video on Instagram about how Winchester was adding money to the ladies division, and there isn't a whole lot of women's added money. So at least I know from talking to a lot of women, when we saw that, we were like, okay, this is awesome. It's giving us a little bit more to shoot for.
It was just taking a look at what was going on and knowing that I see these women spending as much time practicing, a lot of time, traveling around, and a lot of cost, and there was no return on their efforts. And probably as important as anything, there was no major recognition for their participation. So when we had the opportunity to start thinking about this, it was also just simply saying that, hey, the ladies are working just as hard as everybody else. Why don't we recognize them and the efforts that they put into it? It's not just about the money, it's about also recognition for their efforts and the time that they put into it.
It's amazing that Winchester stepped in. The ladies compete just as hard as the males. So for Desirae Edmunds, who's on Team Beretta with me, to step up for the girls and to give us a chance at winning some decent money in this game means everything. I think it's going to encourage women development in the sport, and to get women in the outdoors and shooting is just going to be life-changing for so many ladies.
I think when you get to the higher levels of competition, it becomes much more of a mental game. It's not about necessarily the execution of the shot. I know the shot, I know my techniques, I know what I need to be doing with the gun. It's convincing myself to do it in my head. It's convincing myself to be confident, to remain relaxed, remain calm in that headspace. So it definitely becomes more of a mental game. I think trying to keep that nervous edge is also a challenge. The more you do anything, obviously the more comfortable you get with it. And I think if you're a little bit nervous, we tend to perform a little better. We have that edge. So making sure that it remains kind of exciting, making sure that you're putting pressure on yourself in a positive way. And then I think another challenge is just being consistent. I mean, doing it again and again and again and again at every shoot. There are so many good shooters in this country that if you want to make these teams qualify for teams and win the Winchester Ladies Cup, you have to be at the top of your game every weekend, every month, every tournament. And that is a very big challenge in and of itself.
I'm Mark Keefe with American Rifleman, and we're here at the National Shooting Complex in San Antonio, Texas. This year at the National Championship was the first Winchester Ladies Cup.
The Winchester Lady Cup is a motivation for all women, whether you're 9, whether you're 60, doesn't matter. Women that are young ladies who are 9, that's giving them something like, okay, no, I can do this in this game, because this is a male-dominant sport. There's not as many women, but I believe that the Winchester Lady Cup is going to draw more ladies to shoot in the NSCA, to shoot FETAS, and hopefully grow the sport even more.
So the goal with the Ladies Cup was to find a way to make a lasting impression throughout the season for sporting clays. And so we did that by tying it to the championship tour, which is a 7-stop series of events. And that goes through different regional events where people from the Northeast can compete and stay local, or people in the South Central can compete here in Texas, and gives it ability for that national exposure we really wanted. But the top tier of ladies actually attend most of those events, if not all of them. And so we made a cumulative program where you can win the regional event, and then that is added up over the course of 5 to 7. We pick the top 5 in case somebody misses a couple of events, and that cumulative score determines the overall champion.
Here at the National Championship, we had, actually on our Thursday, we have a clinic, a ladies clinic for beginning ladies. Ann Morrow and some of the divas from Dallas, instructors, they come in and these ladies instruct all these women. We had almost 45 women signed up, never touched a gun before, most of them. They walked them through and had them shooting and had a great time in the stadium. A lot of those ladies come over now and they're going to shoot on Saturday our Ladies Open. And we've got over 125 ladies signed up in that. That is a 50-bird ladies only deal. And it's a neat way to get them engaged, because as we know, they end up going out and then they start participating with everybody else once they get the hook.
My advice to someone who wants to go out and try sporting clays is just to go to a range, try to find an instructor to help you get the fundamentals down to the sport. And if you learn just a little bit the first time, it's going to give you more of a want to come out the next time, and just keep on going to the range and enjoy it. This community, everyone just wants to help. Everyone just wants to enjoy the game because this is such a fun game and we take it very serious, but everybody just wants to lift each other up and enjoy the game with each other.
Women are a role model for the shooting sports. You know, when you walk around the grounds that we are at today and see, you know, women shooting, fathers bringing their daughters shooting, that it's been an amazing growth of the shooting sports because women really drive that.
A few things that surprised me this year in regards to the Winchester Ladies Cup was the buzz across the board with people maybe not invested in the Winchester Ladies Cup. Maybe they don't have a daughter, maybe they're not a female shooting in it. They were really interested in watching the race. I got questions at every shoot. I get questions constantly on social media about the standings of the race and who's in the lead and who do I think's gonna win. And as the year started going on, you know, how that started to shape out. And the intrigue and the interest in just watching the race was really surprising to me in a great way, a very positive note. Again, people who aren't even really, you know, quote unquote, invested in it. And to me, that proves that the Winchester Ladies Cup did its job this year. What we were hoping to achieve, it went above and beyond with that.